What's up guys, Coach Pippin here from Pippin Performance and welcome to the Fit Project. Your weekly workouts designed to help you be strong, be mobile. My good friend Kevin is here with us today for today's workout, which is all about exploring our posture. It's important to realize that there is no such thing as perfect posture. However, it's vital that we have to be able to control all the different ways our upper body moves. Slouching is okay, but we have to be able to pull our shoulders down and back with a nice tall spine as well. So today we're going to work on all those patterns of posture. The only equipment you will need is one medium dumbbell or kettlebell and a medium-sized Swiss ball. Today's workout includes seated thoracic three-way movement, 90-90 windmills, kneeling planks, Swiss ball leg curls, stirred pot, lateral lunge with rotation, and dual standing shoulder cars. You guys ready to go? Let's do this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have Kevin sit on the Swiss ball. We're going to show this from the side angle in the next round. So the first thing you want to think about is trying to get your spine as tall as possible here. So what we're going to try to accomplish is we're going to add a little bit of rotation, tilting, and extending of that thoracic spine. You need to be able to do all of these with efficiency. So we're going to do 5 reps for each way. So the first one he's going to do is he's going to put his hands behind his head. He's going to pull his elbows a little together. And now he's going to brace his spine. So it's almost you want to envision that somebody is hitting your stomach. So you're feeling nice and engaged there. Keep the legs nice and flat. And now you're going to slowly start to extend your spine backwards. When you do this, you should feel a nice little engagement about mid-upper back. If you start to feel your lower back, that means you're involving that lumbar. We don't want to do that. We want to keep everything up here in the thoracic region. So think sternum and above. So from that position, you're leaning back, and now you're going to slowly kind of fold forward, only using the thoracic spine. Once again, you should feel this in your upper back, nowhere else. That's 1 rep. Now we're going to get 4 more going this direction. So once again, extend back, keeping the abs engaged, feet flat, everything's nice and good. You're breathing, and fold back forward. That's 2. We're going to get 3 more, guys. Less is better with this movement. Don't get aggressive thinking you got to go all the way back, because then you're going to start to engage other things. Let's get 2 more, guys. Make sure we own that top position, feeling a nice little engagement right between our shoulder blades. Good, excellent. Remember to breathe. And finish up with this last good one. Explore that mid-range of motion. Make sure your abs are nice and braced. And back down to neutral. So this time, we're going to keep the same position. And now you're going to open your elbows up to the side. And we're going to start by rotating side to side. So keep your abs engaged, and you're going to slowly rotate to your right first, keeping your elbows nice and wide. You're not going to have a ton of rotation here. If you start to feel this kind of below that sternum line, you rotated too far. Now we're going to slowly rotate to the left, exploring that end range of motion, making sure you're breathing, you're keeping length in that spine, and now we're going to go back to the right. So that's 1, guys, and let's get 4 more. Make sure we're always breathing, owning that tall position. Stay tall, keep the elbows nice and wide. You'll find where your elbows come in a little bit, you're able to rotate more. That's not what we want. That's not your true thoracic rotation. Keep the elbows wide, and that's where you want to be. Good job. We stay breathing, we stay tall. Nice tall long spine. Try to keep those knees from swaying back and forth. We'll finish up with this last rep and then back to the starting position. So we're going to keep our arms in the same position, and now we're going to laterally tilt to our left. We're going to own right there. If you feel anything kind of below that sternum line, you've tilted too far. Now you're starting to get into this region. We want to keep it all in that thoracic, and now we're going to go now to the right, keeping those elbows nice and long, spines nice and tall, and now go back to the left. We're going to get 4 more here. Remember, always go slow. Less is best with this stuff. Don't force anything, especially if you've never done this before. Always keep everything nice and smooth, always breathing. Let's pause in the middle here. Let's do a quick little spine. Let's get tall, tall, tall again. And now keep going out to your left. Always do a little check-in. Make sure our abs are engaged. Feet are flat. Nice long spine. Last one here, guys. And let's finish up. All right, now we're going to have everybody get on the ground, and you're going to get into your 90-90 position. So in the 90-90 position, we want to think front shin is in the same plane as the back leg, with that upper femur. So front leg is parallel with the trail back leg. You keep your trail leg shin is parallel with the front, so he's got his left leg forward, right leg back. And now he's going to lean onto his left elbow. And now he's going to have a nice straight line between your head and your knee. And you're going to slowly start to draw a windmill by reaching out away from you. And then slowly coming up over the top. Following your fingers with your eyes, rotating around, and back through, clipping the back leg, and then now you're going to repeat for 4 more reps. Reach, and then start to reach overhead, really opening up that thoracic cage. So this is taking the last exercise and now exploring a little bit more shoulder with it. So we're exploring all those different areas that our posture can hold, always following our fingertips with our eyes. We're going to get 2 more now, guys. Try to reach now a little bit further out in front of you. And now reach way overhead. Reach behind, opening up that sternum toward the ceiling. And our last one, let's try to get a little bit further. Make sure we're breathing, everything staying nice and calm. Rotating, and back to the starting position. Let's go ahead and flip the hips. So now your right leg is going to be out in front of the body. Left leg is a trail leg. Let's get onto that right forearm. It's going to be parallel to your right femur. Now we're going to start by reaching the hand straight out in front of the body, and then start to arc up over the head, following the fingers with the eyes. Always reaching, flowing through, clip the back pocket, and then back to the starting position. Once again, reach out away, up overhead, and back and around. That's 2, guys. Let's get 3 more. Reach, up overhead, back through, to left. Get a little bit further on this one. Make sure you're still breathing. Good. And let's finish up with this last good one. Reach through, and back and around. All right, guys, now we're going to get to the kneeling plank. So I'm going to have Kevin get up on his knees, face that direction straight ahead. So the point of this exercise is to teach us how to get really tall and keep those glutes underneath us. So you're going to take a medium-sized kettlebell. You're going to put this behind your back. You're going to grab with your hands. First thing you're going to notice is that you're going to want to let your hips sit back. Do not let that happen. You want to drive the glutes forward. And so basically he's trying to squeeze his glutes as hard as he can to open up the front hip and to get really tall. If you don't feel this in your glutes, you got to really squeeze those guys through. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Keep the spine nice and long. Let the shoulders naturally fall behind you. It kind of helps with the kettlebell. And now remember to breathe. Keep breathing and keep your spine nice and long. If you're not feeling this in your glutes, that means you're starting to sit back on your hips. So drive your hips forward and squeeze those glutes all the way through. Keep breathing. We're going to go for 10 more seconds. Do a little check-in. Let your shoulders drop. Make sure your head's over your spine. And slowly let that kettlebell come around the body and place it right back in front of you. All right, guys, we're going to go through all that one more time. Let's have him sit up and you're going to face this direction now. Alright, so we're going to go back to that seated thoracic 3-way. Let's go hands behind the head, elbows in front of the body. Get really tall on that spine, brace the abs, and slowly fold forward. Feeling lengthening in the back of the spine. And now we're going to hinge backward, extending that spine, engaging all that tissue right in between the shoulder blades. And now return back to the starting position. We're going to get 4 more, guys. And extend. And back down. Let's get 3 more. Do a little check-in. Make sure your spine is nice and long. Abs are engaged. Feet are flat on the ground. We're not swaying back and forth here. Let's get these final 2. Less is best here. Don't try to overextend, otherwise it's going to start getting into your lower back. We want everything in that upper back. And 1 more. Let's get every bit of range we can go here. Really try to brace those abs. Almost act like somebody's going to punch you in the stomach. Make sure they're engaged. And slowly back to that starting position. All right, now we're going to get to the rotation. So open the elbows nice and wide. And now we're going to rotate to our right. Hold that in position, and now back to the left. So this is another great exercise that we can throw in while we're at work, while you're waiting around. Everybody needs more thoracic extension and rotation. You can do this pretty much anywhere. Just make sure your spine's always nice and tall, abs and butt are engaged so we don't get in that lower back. Let's get 2 more each way. And 1 more, let's finish up. Let's get a little pause on this last one. Pause when you're to your right. Hold that position, and now go back to the left. Hold that position, and back to the starting position. All right, now we're going to get to our lateral flexing. So now we're going to tilt to our right, pause, and now go back to the left. Once again, think about that line. If your line is wrapped around your sternum, you don't want to feel anything below that line. Everything is right on this marker here. If you start getting down into your obliques and into your lower back, that means you're going way too far. Let's get these last 2 guys. All right, on our last one, let's pause that in range. Let's own that position. Feel nice and engagement right underneath that right armpit. And now we're going to go to the left. Own that position. And slowly come on out of it. All right, let's go ahead and hop back on the ground to our 90-90 windmills. So this time, have your left leg out in front of you. Right here, left leg. So left leg's going to be in front, right leg's going to be in back. We're going to get onto our left forearm, put that right in the same line as our left femur head. And now we're going to take the right hand, reach way out in front of the body, and now start to slowly arc overhead, opening up that torso. Keep following, keep reaching, explore every little range that you can produce here. We're going to get 4 more guys. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching. And 3 more. Do a little check-in with that bottom elbow up. If you feel like you're starting to feel this in the bottom shoulder a little too much, just pull that elbow out a little bit. Make sure it's nice and down. 2 more guys. Last one. Let's go real slow. Really try to open up. See if you can breathe in this position. Keep moving, and relax. All right, let's split the hips, guys. So now your right leg is going to be the front, left leg is trail. Get onto that right forearm, make sure everything's nice and straight, and let's reach straight out ahead. And slowly start to arc around. Opening that. Another thing is when you get to that back position, see if you can try to rotate that sternum as high up to the ceiling as possible, getting all that little rotation in there. Keep breathing. Once again, if you start to feel your bottom shoulder a little bit, just pull that elbow a little bit closer to the body. Keep reaching. Let's get these final 2. Back around, and on this final one, let's try to get as much as we can. So as we start to go out in front of us, let's try to reach as far forward as we can, and now start to unwind around the top, and back on around. All right, let's get to that tall kneeling plank position. Kevin, I'm going to have you face straight ahead. Grab the kettlebell, put it behind your back. And now once again, we're going to try to get up really tall. Don't let the hips sag back. We want to drive those glutes underneath us, so we should be squeezing our butt cheeks as hard as we can. Long spine, and now just try to breathe. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds total. Just keep thinking, lengthen the spine, let the shoulder blades naturally fall behind and down. Keep squeezing the glutes through. Keep trying to breathe. And let's go for 10 more seconds. Let's see if we can get a little bit more squeezing in those glutes. Pinch those shoulder blades down and back a little bit more. Make sure our head's directly over our spine. And slowly come on out of that position. Take that guy. All right, guys, now we're going to get to the next phase. So we're going to do Swiss ball leg curls. So I have Kevin have his head on that end, feet on this end. So the point of the Swiss ball leg curl is all about getting your hamstrings involved. So put your feet up on the ball. So your feet are going to sit right in the middle of the Swiss ball. You're you're going to put your hands on the ground, palms facing up, and now we're going to pelvic tilt. So think about taking the top part of the pelvis, rolling it backwards so the back becomes flush with the ground. Keep this the entire time. If you start to feel your lower back, it's because you lost this component. Now, we're going to drive our heels down into the ball as our hips slowly come up off the ground. Don't worry about how high you get right now. Start with a couple inches and just stay right there. Now the next component, he's always going to keep driving his heels down, and now he's going to pull his heels toward us. Good, the knees bend, his hips pretty much stay the same height, and now you're going to slowly let the ball come out away from you. That's one, we're going to get 9 more. And now pull. Don't lose the downward component of your heels. So I almost want to think like you're driving your heels down the entire time and then you're pulling your heels toward you. Let's get 7 more, guys. And usually about halfway through your set, you're going to have to readjust your feet. It's just the way it works. The ball tends to slide underneath your feet. So we're going to pull that ball a little bit closer to us, get our feet back in the center. And now let's reset our pelvis, make sure it's nice and engaged, drive the heels down, and start to pull the ball toward. Excellent, let's get 4 more, guys. Remember to keep breathing. You should be feeling this right in the back of the leg, nowhere else. If you feel your lower back, come back down, reset your pelvis, make sure it's nice and engaged, and then we're all good to go. All right, on this last one, let's get a good height, and let's hold right there, squeeze the back of the hamstrings really good, and slowly let it come on out. All right, now we're gonna get to stir the pot, guys. This is all about turning on that front core. So we're gonna get on our knees, and then we're gonna put our forearms directly on top of the Swiss ball. So the first thing we wanna make sure is we have a straight line between our knee and our shoulders. So if you struggle with this, feel like you're tucking your pelvis under, and then drop your pelvis forward. So right now, you probably are gonna start to feel your abs turn off, which is a good thing. Now the action that we wanna take is we wanna think about drawing an oval shape. So we're gonna start by pushing up and forward a little bit, going to the left, and now back down in, to the right, and back around. We're gonna go 5 each way, so make sure it's short and sweet, don't get carried away here. If you start to feel your lower back, engage the abs more and try to tuck that pelvis just like we did with the kneeling plank earlier. That's all getting this prep for this movement. We're gonna go 1 more, going to our left. And now we're going to pause. Let's do a little check-in. Make sure our pelvis is where it needs to be. Shoulders are down and back, head's neutral. And now let's go back the other direction. So now we're going kind of up and over to the right. Once again, slow, slow, slow. Always breathing. Keeping your pelvis tucked underneath you. Keeping everything nice and sweet in the abs. 2 more going to your right. And perfect. Awesome job, guys. Let's come on up. Now we're going to get to the lateral lunge with rotation. So we're going to add a lower body component and try to open up that thoracic spine even more, some more rotation. So we're going to have him stand to the right, and we are going to laterally lunge to our left. So he's going to step to your left, own that position, and now drive the left hip back, own that position, and now add a little bit more rotation from the upper back. You should feel a whole lot of stuff going on here. To return, we drive off the left leg and come back to the starting position with our feet right next to each other. We're going to get 10 of these, guys. Let's go. Hinge, nice and slow. Slower is better. If you're just starting out with lateral lunges, don't worry about how far you get away with your feet. Short and sweet is totally fine. The more advanced you get, you can really start to get out there with your step. Make sure we're holding this in the hip. If you start to feel your knees involved here, that means when you land, you're letting your knee dive forward. You want to be hip movers, not knee movers. So when you land, think about pushing your hip down and back, not letting your knee travel forward at all. Let's get 1 more here, guys, going to our left. And perfect. Go ahead and slide everybody to the left. And now we're going to step to our right. So step with the right foot, own that lateral lunge, and then rotate the sternum toward your right foot. Once again, we're going to get 10 here, guys. On the next round, see if you can get a little bit further, but on this first round, just keep it short, sweet, own your position, and make sure we get that good rotational piece going on, because that's the whole point of today. Open up that thoracic spine. Make sure the spine stays nice and tall and long. Excellent. Let's finish up with these last 3. And 2. And last one, get that good rotation piece, and relax. All right, last but not least, we're going to do our dual standing shoulder cars. So cars are controlled articular rotations, and if you're familiar with Pippin Performance, all you ever hear me say is cars, cars, cars. The whole point of doing this is to explore all the range of motion that our joints can do. So we're going to do a shoulder car. So the first round I have Kevin facing me. He's going to pull glutes underneath, get nice and tall in that spine, and we're going to take karate chop hands right by our pockets. So we're going to first start by lifting our arms straight up to the ceiling, keeping head neutral. Everything stays perfectly still. We're going to pause at the top. When you realize you can't go anymore, that's your block, you stop there. Now we're going to swoop out to the sides while rotating our elbow inward. So the elbow is the driver here. We're constantly rotating that elbow. We're going to come all the way down, right to our glutes. And now we're going to go right back up the way we came. And now we're going to unwind the elbow to come back over the top. Nice and smooth. And now back down to the return position. Now we're going to do that for 5 reps. So that's 1. Let's get 4 more. Straight up. Don't try to go too excessively overhead because then you're going to start to arc your lower back. Just go to where you can. Less is best here. Make sure we pause at the glute. And now we come back up. Really think about what the elbow joint is doing here. That is your driver of your rotation. If you really think that you're rotating that elbow as far as you can go, you're going to get more bang for your buck in your shoulder. Let's get 3 more. Try to reach up to the ceiling, abs engaged, and now swoop out to the side, winding that elbow. When you don't think you got any more rotation, you probably got another 10, 20 degrees. So when you get to that back position, see if you can just rotate those hands a little bit more. Back over the top, nice and slow. Let's get 2 left here, guys. Let's do a quick check. See if your abs are engaged, your butt's tucked underneath you, all the things that we've already worked on. And now back up to the top. Winding those elbows once you get to your roadblock, fanning out to the sides. Pause at the glutes, come back up. See how high you can get before you rotate, and now start to unwind those elbows, coming back over top and down. And let's get 1 more, guys. See how far you can rotate this time. Once we get to our roadblock overhead, swoop out, and now wind those elbows. Keep winding, keep winding, keep winding. Pause on your glutes, see if you can wind a little bit more. And now come back the way you came. And now let's unwind and come back over the top. Excellent job, guys. All right, we're going to go through all that 1 more time. So let's get back on the ground for our Swiss ball leg curls. Once again, spine's nice and flat. Go a nice little pelvic tilt so the lower back's flushed. Feet right on top in the middle of the ball. Let's open the palms up to the ceiling. Drive the heels down. And now start to pull the heels toward you with the butt coming off the ground. We're going to get 10 here, guys. Nice and smooth. If you feel like you're getting a little unstable, just drive your arms down a little bit more to the ground. You can even drive your head to the ground to add a little bit more stability. Keep breathing. Sometimes people start to feel the calves a little bit here. Just pull your toes toward you. That'll take the calves right out of it. All right, we've done 5. Let's do a quick little adjustment here. So let's get those feet back on the middle of the ball since it's inevitably going to be sliding. Now let's reset, drive the heels down, and now start to pull the heels toward you. Let's get 4 more. Nice and smooth. Try to do this as slow as possible. And last one, let's hold at this end range. Hold right there, pulling those heels toward us, driving the heels down to the ball, and slowly let it come on out. All right, let's get into the stir of the pop. This time we're going to have Kevin facing, so you guys can see this angle. So once again, elbows, forearms on the ball. Make sure the spine is nice and flat. We're going to drive our hips down and forward so we have a nice straight line between our knees and our shoulders. And now we're going to draw that oval shape. So we're going to start by going up into the left first, coming down and around, and complete that oval. Let's get 5 each direction. Making sure we're always breathing. Also take a little check where your shoulders are. You don't want to be up here with this position. You want to pull those guys down and back and make sure we got good posture throughout. All right, let's Let's go the other direction now. Nice and smooth. Now going up and over to the right. Don't freak out the first time you do this if it's not the smoothest oval you've ever drawn. It takes time, a little bit of skill. Nice and smooth, always breathing. Abs nice and tight, glutes nice and engaged. And excellent. All right, let's come on up, guys. Let's go into that lateral lunge with rotation. All right, so everybody stand to the right side of the mat. Now we're going to lunge to our left. So go ahead and step. Make sure that foot's planted, hinge, and rotate toward your left foot with your right hand. Nice and smooth. Slow down a little bit. There we go. We're going to get 10 here, guys. On these next spots, try to get a little bit longer in that stride if you got it. Nice and smooth. Let's get the last 3 and 2. Last one, let's own that bottom position and come on out of here. All right, everybody shimmy to their left. Now we're going to lunge to our right. So lunge right, rotate the left hand to the right foot. Excellent. Make sure we're not folding over too much of the spine. We're still keeping that long spine when we get in that bottom position. So think about all the things that we worked on in the previous segment here. Working on staying nice and tall in that thoracic. We're working on our rotation, working on our tilting. All in those positions. Do a quick little check to see where your knee is. Make sure he's not diving forward. He's staying nice and back. Good job. Let's finish on up. And relax. All right, now we're going to go back to those dual standing shoulder carves. So we're going to have Kevin face this camera this time. We're going to get nice and tall. So brace the abs, heads over the spine, karate chop hands, and we're going to go straight up to the ceiling. Once you get to the top, make sure everything's still engaged so we don't go into hyperextension. Start to swoop out, winding at that elbow joint. Winding, winding, winding. Pause at the glutes, come back straight the way you came, and now start to unwind and back over the top. Keep reaching up, reaching up, reaching up. You're really trying to draw the biggest circle humanly possible with these carves. Like imagine if you had a magic marker in your hand and you start to come up and over. If we don't add the winding up piece, the circle is going to be much smaller. If I start to wind up, my circle will be much bigger. That's the whole point of this drill. Good, good, good. Back over, we got 2 left. Let's do a quick little check. Tuck our glutes, abs engaged, heads over the spine. Let's finish up these last 2 reps. Keep reaching, and now swoop out and wind at that elbow. Another thing with carves is you're probably going to hear some snap, crackle, and pop inside your joints. That's totally okay. The more you do it, the less it's going to do that. As long as there's no pain associated with it, just keep doing it. Last one, keep bracing those abs, glutes engaged, heads over the spine. Let's see how much rotation we can get here. Keep winding up, winding up, winding up. And back up the way you came. Keep reaching out to the sides now, reaching up, 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 unwinding, and all the way down. That's it in today's workout, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.